Hello everyone, this is John coming to you with another Section 8 is Great landlord tip. And today we're going to be talking about like the top 10 characteristics of a Section 8 investor. This is also going to be good for anybody who's doing anything in life also when you're dealing with a lot of diverse type of people, anything else like that. Before we get started, I wanted to thank everybody for buying the gear. Section 8 is great. The t-shirt is still online. Just click the link below for purchasing a hat and for also supporting the book. Now let's get into it. I'm going to try to go in a little depth in it. But number one, you're going to have to be a person who knows how to deal with various types of people. You're going to have to know how to deal with different type of people. You just can't expect everyone to be like yourself. Now, if you come from a lower class background or something like that, you're going to have to understand how lower class people think, because that's the people that's going to be on Section 8. If you're in a high class background, I see some problems with people who cannot understand, or they try to blame them or something like that. You're going to have to be a person that knows how to deal with a lot of the type of people. And a truly educated person is a person who can deal with people on all levels. So to be an effective Section 8 investor, you're going to have to know how to do that. You're going to have to come up or down to their levels and make sure that you can communicate properly. Number two, you're going to have to be a calculated risk taker. You can't be a person who's waiting for the proper time to take action. You're going to have to assess the risk, and you're going to have to say, I think I can take this risk right now. And if I don't, like how I judge something, I tell myself, I think I can handle this. And if I don't do it the right way, what I've learned from the process is worth it for me. So that's my calculated risk. I'll invest in something that I think that I can do. And then I say to myself, if I don't get it done, will it be worth the money that I spent in to have this knowledge? And most of the times that's what I do. You have to be a self-starter. You cannot be number three. This is number three. You have to be a self-starter. You can't be a person who someone has to push you to get you going or motivate you. Being a Section 8 investor is no risk but the money. No one understands it. You're going to have to get yourself up to do it, whatever it takes to get up. You're going to have to find someone else. Nobody's going to be over there to motivate you to say, here, come on, push you and all that other stuff. You're going to have to do it and be a self-starter. That means a person who's willing to work Saturdays, Sundays, whatever it takes to get it done. How many of you guys are Section 8 or self-starters out there that I know that you're successful? Number four, you're going to have to be a problem solver. A problem solver is a person who can solve other people's problems. And that's what we get paid for as a Section 8 investor. You know what? We're actually solving people's problems. We're solving their housing problems. If we can solve enough people's problems, then therefore that we can get rich and wealthy. And that's what we're doing. We're solving problems. We're finding a place that they can live at, where they can raise their family and keep them off the streets. That's what we're doing. But if you can solve a lot of people's problems, the more people's problems you can solve, the more richer, the more wealthy you're going to become. Because that's all we are as entrepreneurs or Section 8 investors, or just problem solvers. Number five, a person who can get started without everything being perfect or lining up perfectly. Everything's not going to line up like this. You know, it's not going to line up. So some people say, well, I have to get this education, or I have to read this book, or I have to do that. Everything is not going to line up perfect, or I can't do this because this is not painted right, or I can't do this. You'll be surprised at how many people stop themselves because everything doesn't line up perfectly. So you have to be able to do everything, get everything started if it's not perfect. You might go out there and buy a Section 8 house and say, oh, this is not perfect, or this is not exactly, or the perfect idea, or it doesn't meet all of the elements that I have in the book right here. Well, you might not have it, or you're going to make it work, but don't freeze and don't invest because you don't have everything lined up. Number six, you have to be a long-range planner. You have to know what you're in it for and see it, envision it, and think about how it's going to look when it's going to happen. So I'm going to think about how many properties do I want? If I want 50, do I want 100? Do I want 10? Do I only need 3? I'm thinking about that. I got to be a long-range planner. Usually us as Section 8 planners, or us as entrepreneurs, or the people who are watching this video, we're in charge of more than us. We're in charge of our families. We're probably the visionaries that's getting everything started. So you have to be like that all the time, not just with Section 8, but in life. You have to be a long-range planner. And I'm not talking about 5-10-year goals. I'm talking about thinking for everyone else, because you as a Section 8 investor or entrepreneur have been given a gift to think differently than other people. So make sure that you're a long range planner. Number 7 is it's going to be a person who can do it for themselves, even if no one else helps them. So you know how entrepreneurs are. If you have family members or people telling you that you can't do this and you can't do this, you're going to have to be a person who's going to get up and do it for themselves. You might have to hammer a nail. You might have to paint a wall. You can't freeze and let your project freeze because some contractor says or some handy person says, I ain't going to paint that. You got to let them know that you're able to do it yourselves too. And that's what you have to do all the time. You have to let them know, if you don't do it, I'm going to get somebody else to do it, or I'm going to do it. If you charge too high, talking about paying $50 to paint this wall, man, I can buy the $2 paint and paint it myself. So let's get real. Let's go ahead and take care of this. But you have to be a person who can go on your own. Another thing, you're going to have number 8. You're going to have to be a person who understands that people will let you down, and you can't get upset. People don't work on the same time frame as you. You're going to have people out there that don't understand. They're going to say, I'm going to be here, John, at this time, but they're not going to make it. You're going to have people that say that I'm going to do this, but they're not going to do this. You can't get mad at people because that's just how people are. You're going to have Section 8 tenants that say they're going to clean up something and not going to do it. You have to assume that they're not going to do it, and you have to be aware of that. And you can't get upset with them when they don't come through for you. There's so many people, so many things I had to turn over and change, or get rid of this handy person, or do something else, or fire this person because of jealousy or something like that, or they don't know how to respect any time. They have all kind of addiction problems, whatever it is. People are going to let you down. You, as a Section 8 investor, you can't afford to let yourself down, or your family, or whoever you're doing this for. Which brings me to another point. Number 9. You're going to have to be a person who's investing in this and whatever you're doing for something greater than yourself. It's going to have to be a reason. Me, myself, is my family. I want to give them a better life. So I can work all day for my family. I could go out there 24 hours. I don't even care. It doesn't matter what kind of car I have. It doesn't matter whatever. It matters if my family. That's why I'm doing it. When I was younger, before I had a family, I found it harder for me to be successful because I was doing it for everyone else. I wanted to show them I had a nice car or something like that. I had no real ground, no mission. Now my mission is to make sure that my family and everybody I come into are successful. So therefore, I have a reason that's bigger than myself. It's much bigger than myself, and that's why we're successful. The last thing, you're going to have to be a person who understands that this journey for Section 8 riches, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4 houses, one house at a time, everything. It's like if you ever went to school or went to high school or college or anything else like that, you find out that, man, I'm in the 9th grade. Oh, now I'm in the 10th, and the time go by so fast, and you graduate from high school. The same thing with college, or the same thing in taking your family and doing something. Things accumulate, but it starts with that one step. Wealth creation is a one thing at a time. I guarantee you, the more that you put into it and take your time on this wealth journey, you will be successful, and you will be able to look back over your period in your life, and you're going to say, man, I did all of that in my lifetime. Thanks again, everyone. That's my top 10 characteristics of a Section 8 investor. Again, I really appreciate everyone who's been calling, talking to me, let me give them advice and help them on their journey. It's humbling me for the many people who have. It's humbling me, the people who order the Section 8 gear. It really helps out. It goes to my cause of educating you guys and helping you and things like that, and helping some you for whatever I have to do. Thank you for buying a book and getting well informed about Section 8. The book thing is right here. Thank you for being you this year. I want everyone out there to have a happy holidays and safe holidays. I love you guys. I really care about you guys. I want all of you to be successful. Thank you for supporting. If you ever need me, you can just click the link below. Talk to John. I'm here for you. I can talk to you anytime. Do it. Start your year out right by getting in contact with me before Christmas or before this time, so you can go ahead and let me help you get through that. My journey now is to make sure that you're getting rich, make sure you're getting your goals together, especially Section 8. Let's not go ahead and have any stumbling blocks this year regarding Section 8 properties. I love you guys. Have a good day. Talk to John. Paraphernalia. Let's get the stuff. Let's get the book. let's go ahead and share this video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.